Okay, so welcome. Today's class we're going to be reclined or seated. If I had to title this class, it would be something along the lines of save the knees. For many of us, we have sensitive parts of our body, and for many of us, that part is our knees. So having any pressure in the knees or any load, which means kind of weight going into the knee joints, can feel, just not feel very good. So today we're going to take those qualities out of the practice. Some props that would be useful to have if you have them, or if you have something that could be used as a prop. So blocks, you can also use books. The strap here, we will get into to using the strap while we're reclined. And you can use a belt or maybe a longer towel twisted up or something like that. And then finally, bolsters or a bolster, pillows, blanket perhaps if you'd like to use a blanket, whether it's to sit on or to lie down on. Maybe it's a little bit more comfortable than what you're using. But those are the props. Yeah, if you have them, just bring them around your mat, and we'll start reclined. Now, in the reclined starting position, you're welcome to keep your feet as mine are, with your knees apart, so a little bit of a hip opener here. You can also have your legs stretched out, or you can keep your knees bent and slide a bolster underneath your knees if you'd prefer. So whatever's comfortable for you. Now extend your arms back, reach back with your fingertips, push forward with your toes, flex all the muscles in between your finger and toe tips, breathe in, hold your breath, and then open your mouth and let it go, and relax all the muscles in your body. We'll do that one more time. Breathe in, reach your fingers back, point forward through your toes, flex your arms, your quads, everything for a moment, and then open your mouth and let it out. And bring your arms down by your sides. Just softly close your lips and your eyes as well. If there's discomfort in closing your eyes, you're certainly welcome throughout the practice to keep them open. Now, Ujjayi breathing. Place the tip of your tongue very gently behind the back of your two upper front teeth, leaving a space between your upper palate and the middle of your tongue, so your tongue does remain soft or relaxed. Just notice that you are breathing. Maybe there's a sensation where you feel, or a place in your body where you feel the sensations of breathing a little bit more prominently, so you can focus in that place. And if there's an intention that helps to support your practice, you're welcome also to take a little time here in the beginning for that, to set that intention. Just remind yourself. And while you're reclined, take a little more time and intention in breathing down into the bottom of your torso, so towards your belly. And as you breathe in, try to fill a little more into your side ribs, middle and upper back, and of course your chest. And then take your time to extend your exhalation. Now, as always, please be aware of the signs that your body is always giving you about where you are in the posture, to go deeper, to maybe pull a little further away from the sensations you're experiencing. So always be very aware of the quality of your breathing. The depth will change depending on the posture, how we've placed our body. But the quality, the calm, the ease, the rhythm with your breathing should always be there to sustain you and certainly inform you. And of course, if at any point you feel that what's being offered is not good for your body, please don't do it. Take care of yourself. Now bend your knees and walk your feet a little closer to your bum. You can keep your feet parted a few inches, or you can take a little more space between your feet, or if you'd like, you can put them together. But rock your knees from side to side once you've got the placement of your feet. And And along with the rock of your knees, turn your head as well from side to side, in the opposite direction that your knees happen to be going. And the pace, how fast you're moving through this space is up to you. If you're nursing any injury or discomfort that's present on your mat today, perhaps move just a little bit more slowly and gently. The next time your knees are pointing up towards the ceiling, bring your left knee up into your chest. Wrap your hands around your shin and pull your thigh closer to you. If you'd like, you can bring your shoulders away from your mat or your nose up towards your knee. And here, start to move your ankle clockwise and counterclockwise. Just a few times each way. And then flex your toes or point them forward. Flex them back towards your shin. And do that a couple times as well. The health of your knees is intimately related with the health of your feet and your hips. The two joints, or many joints, on opposite side of your knee. Then move your toes. This wouldn't be opposite side of your knee, but north and south of your knee, really. Okay. If your shoulders are lifted off your mat, lower your shoulders back to your mat. Extend your left leg now up towards the ceiling. Draw in through your lower belly and keep that strength there to support your lower back. And then move your leg forward towards the front edge of your mat and then pull your heel back towards your bum. Keep it there just for a moment. Complete your breath and then inhale, extend. Move your leg down. Exhale, pull your heel towards your bum. Finish your exhalation. Inhale to extend and move your leg forward. And then exhale, pull your heel in and squeeze. And then 2 more times. Just move at your pace. And emphasize the flexion of your quad when you extend your leg and your hamstring when you pull your heel in. Now, next time your leg is extended up, just keep it that way for a moment and turn your toes or your thigh bones, so your toes turn out, and then turn your toes in and out a few times here. And try to ensure that the movement of your toes is coming from your thigh bone. And the next time your toes are turned out, bend your knee and cross the outer edge of your left foot over to your right thigh. Just take a moment here to relax the muscles around your hips and place your left hand on your inner thigh and give yourself a push there. Now here's a place where if your hips are quite open and you're pushing and you've kind of run out of your length of arm, but you have more openness in your hips, you can take a block, the blue block here, or again, just something that essentially extends the length of your arm. And you can place that between your thigh and your hand, and you'll get as much arm length likely as you need here. And then release. When your foot comes down, just rock your knees a couple times from side to side once again. And you may notice some different feeling from the left and right hip now. But we'll try to even that out when we go to the right side, which we'll do now. So when your knees come back up, bring your right knee in, wrap your hands around your shin, pull your thigh towards you, and if you did on the last side, and brought your shoulders away from your mat. Bring your shoulders away from your mat here as well. And then move your ankle first clockwise and counterclockwise. Point your toes forward. Flex them back towards your shin. And keep going. And then try to move your toes independently of each other. Your shoulders are off your mat, lower your shoulders back to your mat. Extend your right leg now up towards the ceiling. Before moving your leg, though, tone your belly so you are supporting your lower back through that strength. And you're moving your knee through a full range of motion here. So the ends of the movement I'd really like you to focus on. So when you lower your heel and pull your heel back towards your bum, pull it as strongly as you can so you feel your hamstrings flex. Then extend your leg, flex your quad, and then move your heel forward. Pull your heel in, squeeze, extend your leg up and flex. And then do that 3 more times. And as mentioned, this takes your knee joint through a full range of motion while it's not bearing any weight, and that's generally where we'll get that full range, is when we're not weight bearing in our joints. Now the next time your leg is extended up, turn your thigh bone so your toes are turning towards the edge of your mat, towards the midline of your body, edge of your mat, midline of your body. And the next time your toes are turned out, bend your right knee, cross your foot over to your left thigh. Again, some flexion here for your toes, just so your ankle and your knee are both stable here. Place your right hand on your inner thigh, relax the muscles around your pelvis, and then push your hand into your right thigh. The reason I ask you to relax the muscles, just we're trying to get deep into the range of motion of our joints while they're not bearing any weight. Even when we come to a seat, our joints start to bear more weight, and as such, oftentimes their mobility is reduced. And now place your right foot to the ground by your left. And if you have some space and can walk your feet a little closer to your bum, walk them in that direction. Then push down strongly through your feet, scoop your tail off your mat and lift your hips up as high as you can to bring a little tension in the front of your pelvis and thighs, and some compression likely felt in your lower back. When you breathe out, lower your bum back to your mat, and we'll keep lifting on your in-breath and lowering on your exhalation, just continuing to loosen up the spine. You can add your arms here, so when you breathe in, lift your arms up, extend them towards the floor behind your shoulders, and then move them through that space on your exhalation. Now, if that range of motion for your shoulders is quite a expansive one, maybe a little bit too much, just move within the range of motion your shoulders can safely move through. Always want to preserve as much movement as you can safely in your body while it's there. And 2 more. Final 1. And the next time your bum comes down, bring the soles of your feet together to touch. And you can either stay static here. You could also put some blocks, if you're intending to stay static, you can put some blocks just underneath your upper outer thighs so the weight of your legs is held a little bit more noticeably into the blocks. Certainly let your legs just hang in space as they are. And you can bring a little movement here as well if you'd like, just to pulse your knees up and down here. Again, nothing certainly too extreme, but just a gentle pulse up and down. Now, place your hands on your outer thighs to bring your legs back together, a little more support. Now, 2 options. We're going to come to a seat. Now, you can bring your knees up into your chest and rock up and down the length of your mat, or you could roll over to a side and then push up off the side, which is what I'll do. Okay. Now, find again some height. I like to use the blue block. For some, a little bit less height is fine. You can use the bolster or pillow for that as well, or you can sit directly on the ground. Just one thing I'd like you to be aware of when you do sit directly on the ground is if you notice that that your pelvis is rolled back. And if that is the case, just find some height, sit on the front edge of that height, so you get this feeling of your pelvis being tilted just slightly forward. And then lift up through the center of your chest. There's a downward energy needed through your sit bones in order for that upward energy from the ground to come through the length of your spine and the top of your head. Now place your right hand just by your right hip. Lift your left arm up towards the ceiling. And we'll move here as well. So on your exhalation, lean over towards the right side. When you breathe in, push into your right hand, bring your torso up and lower your left hand. Lift your right arm and lean over. Inhale, come up, lower your hand. Exhale, lean to the side. Inhale. And exhale. Now, last time, lean over towards the left side and come back to neutral. Your shoulders over top of your hips. Extend both arms up and then breathe out, twist towards the right, placing very softly your left fingertips in front, right fingertips behind you. Breathe in, lift your arms back up, twist towards the left, lower your fingers. Inhale. And exhale. One more time each side. And arms come back up. And then take your left arm, or right arm, excuse me, down. And your left arm over top. Wind your arms either to your shoulders, the backs of your hands, or your palms can all come together. And then now roll back on your seat. So you feel a little more tension through your middle back, upper middle back, that space in between your shoulder blades. Roll forward on your seat, unwind your arms, place your fingers just by your hips, push down through your fingers, lift your chest, and pull your shoulders back. And then once again, allow your pelvis to tilt backwards. Cross your left arm, this time over top of your right arm. Actually, opposite way, it's right arm over left arm. Wind your arms, push forward through your forearms. Try to increase the space in between your shoulder blades. Unwind your arms, place your hands just by your hips again. Push down through your fingers, lift up through your chest. Squeeze your shoulders back. And stay lifted through the center of your chest so your spine again stays long. Keep your right hand where it is. Take your left hand over to the right side of your head. And very gently bring your left ear a little closer towards your shoulder and walk your fingertips out, your right fingertips out. And you can even lift your fingers, point them towards the side of your room, or even point them upwards towards the ceiling in your room. And release your head. Lower your left hand. Take your right hand now to the left side of your head. And once again, very gently, start to draw your right ear a little closer towards your shoulder. Extend your left fingertips towards the side of the room or tilt them upwards. Release your head, but take your fingertips to the back of your head. Lower your chin, just to that notch in between your collarbones. Pull your inner shoulder blades a little closer to each other, and then press gently down into the back of your head so you feel the tissues in the back of your neck are lengthening or stretching. And then release. Place your hands on your thighs and just take 3 or 4 full breaths here seated. Just try to notice the effects of your efforts in your practice, in your body so far. Now, if you do have some height underneath you, it might not be stable enough or allow you to feel stable enough for the core work. So come off your height if that ends up being the case. Sit in the front of your mat, or not in the front of your mat, middle of your mat, and take a right angle with your shins and thighs. Keep your hands on the back of your thighs, your toes flexed to back towards your shin. Roll the heads of your shoulders back and stay strong through your lower belly again to support your lower back here. And start to move your shoulders a little further back. Now, option is to keep your hands on your thighs, or you can take your hands and extend your arms forward with your palms facing each other. But again, without releasing your lower belly, pull your upper arms deeper into the socket so you're working with musculature of your upper back here. Place your hands down by your sides. Keep your legs as they are for the moment, but just start to rock your knees. So keep your heels where they are. Just rock your knees a few times from side to side. And the next time your toes are pointed up, push into your heels, push into your hands, lift your hips. Your toe mounts can come down, and then lower your hips back to your mat. We'll do that one more time as well. Okay, with your bum back on your mat and hands by your hips, or not on your hips, excuse me, and then back to your legs. Walk your heels a little closer towards your bum now so that angle between thighs and shin becomes a little bit more acute. Move your shoulders back or your torso back. You may find your heels get a little light here. You're certainly invited to keep your heels on the ground or lift them up. So your ankles are about the same height as your knees. For some of you have a lot of strength and a lot of openness in the back of your legs. You may find that you can straighten out your legs. Take your hands away from your thighs. Again, stay drawn up through your pelvic floor, in through your lower belly. Relax your face. Now lower your feet back to the ground. Hands once again by your sides. Now lower your toe mounts. Your fingertips, you can just decide what position feels better for your hands, whether it's fingertips pointing more towards the front of your mat or out a little bit towards the side walls here. Now push into your hands, your feet as well. Lift your hips. Exhale, lower your hips back to your mat. And we'll do one more. Breathe in, we'll hold for a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your bum. Okay. Now last one. So keep your, again, your heels on the ground, but walk your feet a little closer to your bum. Roll your shoulders back. Allow your torso to move back as well. Heels can stay grounded or lifted. Bring your hands to your heart. Now twist towards the left. Come back to center. Twist towards the right. Back to center. One more time each side. First to the left. Back to center. And then to the right. Back to center. And then lower your heels. Bring your hands down. And then find, again, could be the height that you used last time. I find it a little too high for a forward fold for me. So I like to use a block. And then sit, again, a lower block, excuse me, and sit on the front edge of your block. Now here, take your legs a little further apart. If you're on a harder surface and your heels come off your mat, you can spin yourself so you face the long edge of your mat, and your heels will likely stay on your mat. Now push down through your seat, lift up through your chest, flex your toes, keep your quads active, although your knees can be bent here. And on your exhalation, walk your hands a little further forward. Breathe in, push down and back with your sit bones, lift up through your chest. Exhale, just maybe your hands walk a little further forward. They don't have to, but maybe they can. And then one final time, a little bit more movement here, exaggerated on your in-breath. And then walk your hands forward on your exhalation. Now, if you do have your elbows or forearms very close to the ground, but it's just a little bit too far away, grab again a book or a block, place your forearms on your block. And even though the movement isn't quite so noticeable or exaggerated as we did in the first 3 breaths, there's still movement. Every breath in, you want to find this extension, or this quality of lengthening your torso. And on your exhalation, if your breath is calm, the features of your face certainly reflect that calm. Maybe you can move a little further down. So you're allowing the posture to mature, to evolve. 2 more full breaths. Help yourself back up. Place your palms on your mat. Push your hands into your mat. Bring your hands just behind your knees. Pull your heels a little closer to you. Again, if there's a release, if there's some movement that just feels good, knees can go from side to side, or you can move up and down in that bridge that we were doing before. But we will come into a twist. Now keep your right leg extended after you've released. Pull your left foot in towards your inner thigh or inner shin, and then cross your left foot to your outer thigh. Now you can keep it to the inside of your leg if crossing it over just feels a little bit too, compacted or too compressed. And before moving into the twist, take a note of how the kind of weight is distributed in your sit bones. If you're evenly distributed here, then the next variation might lead you to lean over to the right and bring your right heel to your right sit bone. Now for me, all of a sudden I feel just a little bit off center or off kilter. So it's a better way for me to do this twist by keeping my right leg extended. I feel, again, grounded and even through my sit bones and pelvis. Now take your left hand behind. Be strong with your extended leg, your right leg. Reach forward with your right hand and then wrap your arm around. Pull your inner left thigh in, but keep pressing down through your left sit bone. You can also add some energy from your left fingertips. So you pushes your chest forward. You feel a little bit more of the inner curve of your lower back. And you'll twist very little from the base of your spine, more as you move up. And try to bring your chin in the direction of your left shoulder. Now here's where your breath will likely shorten up a little bit. You're quite compressed here. There's a little twist in your lungs, so your breath will shorten up. As long as it's still rhythmic, face is calm, breath is coming in and out of your body, of course, then you're in a good spot. Slowly come out of your twist. Extend your left leg. Just tap your legs out on the ground for a moment. Now we'll do the same thing on the other side. So pull your right foot in. Cross your right foot over your thigh if that was the variation that you took last time, and it's safe for you to do it this side as well. If you did lean over and bring your heel to your bum, again, try to take that variation. You try to mirror as much as you can from side to side the shapes, but it's certainly not necessary. Push into your right fingertips, extend your left arm forward and wrap your arm around. Pull your inner right thigh in. Again, the energy remains though. You want to push or keep your right sit bone grounded. Twist your belly button in towards your inner right thigh and twist the rest of your spine so your chin is moving again towards your right shoulder. Come out of your twist. Extend your right leg. If you're on some height, just slide off the height. Bring your bum to the middle of your mat and then tap your feet on the ground again. Or tap your legs on the ground. Okay, so now we'll recline. If you do have a belt or a strap, just bring it close by. Bring your bum to the middle of your mat and then slowly recline onto your back. At some point, bring your chin just into that notch in between your collarbones and you can place yourself very gently. And once the back of your head meets your mat, just take a moment here. Now find your strap. Bring your right foot in and then loop the strap just to the arch of your foot, just below your toe mounds, big and baby toe mound. Now the strap essentially lengthens your arm, so if you're really reaching up towards your foot, you may find that your shoulders have rounded, and you want to keep your chest open here, and you can keep your back active here as well. So slide your hands down your strap until your upper arms meet your mat. And squeeze your inner shoulder blades a little more towards each other. It's not a maximal contraction by any stretch, but it is a noticeable one. And then from here, start to move your toes in the direction of your chin. Again, depending on how open you are, maybe you move your toes past your chin, or maybe they don't quite get to your sight line, and that's fine. Keep your left leg extended and engaged, but if there's any stress into your lower back, bend your left knee and place the sole of your foot to the ground. As mentioned, if you're choosing to keep it extended, keep it strong, and a downward push through your inner left thigh. I find in my own body, in my own practice, I often, when I stretch my hamstrings, muscles in the back of my leg, for whatever reason, they seem connected to my jawline. I often find that I have to first notice and then ease tension in the features of my face, particularly my jaw. Now take both ends of the strap or sides of the strap in your right hand. Bend your left knee, and then allow your left knee to kind of wing out towards the left side of your mat. Then allow your right foot to go out towards the right side, or probably beyond, certainly beyond the right edge of your mat. Pull, you can use your other hand, your left hand here as well, to pull your right leg back up. And here you can either bend your knee, unloop the strap from your right foot, and then loop it around your left foot, or you can extend your left foot up by your right and just switch feet, lower your right foot down. So again, whatever way is safer for you. And mirror what you did with your right leg, what you did with the left leg. So you can either extend it or keep your right knee bent. And once again, very slowly, bring an energy from the strap into your foot that moves your toes more towards, and more into your sight line. And notice if the back side of your pelvis on the left side is coming off, you want to keep it on your mat. Because if the back side of your pelvis is coming off your mat, you're just moving your whole leg, including your hip, and not actually getting any more length in the tissues in the back of your leg. I also notice a fairly significant difference for me from side to side. When I played football when I was younger, I tore my hamstring pretty significantly, and there's still some residue in my right hamstring. It just limits a little bit more the movement or just my ability to stretch in the back of my right leg. And we all have these things. You live long enough, things happen. Now take your strap into your left hand, bend your right knee, and again, just to counterbalance your leg moving out to the left, wing your right knee out towards the right, and then allow your left leg to go out towards the left. Bring your leg, and again, you can bring your right hand over to the strap as well, just if it helps to bring it back up a little bit more easily. Then bend your knee, just take the strap and place it over to the side. Now bring your knees up into your chest just for a moment. Take your hands to your shins, pull your thighs in and round your back so your nose comes up towards your inner knees here. And keep your knees bent, lower your feet, lower your shoulders. And again, find height. It could be any one of the props, the block, the bolster, blanket, just a little bit of height right underneath your pelvis. Here you can keep your feet on the ground, or you can extend your legs up towards your ceiling. The bend in your knees can be quite generous, or you can extend your legs, but try to keep the posture, the kind of the totality of your body relaxed in the posture. Your arms can stay relaxed by your sides, or with just enough energy, you can also extend your arms up. Just relax your wrists so you can even see your palms. Relax your elbows, and just ensure the backs of your shoulders remain on your mat. Place your arms down, bend your knees and lower your feet. Move the prop out from underneath you over to the side, and then prepare yourself for Shavasana. So however you'd like to place your body or use your props, again, there's a lot of variation here. Sliding the bolster underneath your knees, you can keep your feet elevated on a couple of blocks in a bolster. You can lie lengthwise on a bolster if you'd like, so whatever again works best for you. But when you do come into the shape that you intend to hold, just relax and commit fully to it. But when your thoughts arise, please don't neglect them. Just notice that they have. Even if there's any change in feeling or sensation in your body, notice that as well. And then come back to being aware that you're a breathing body. If time allows you to take a longer Shavasana, please take that time. But if not, roll over to your side. Keep your right arm extended, or left arm, depending on the side. And keep your head resting gently on your inner bicep. And then come off your side and back up to your seat. Thank you very much for practicing, for taking this time today. Bring your palms together. I hope whatever the rest of your day holds, that you hold on to the peace, the calm that is generated in your practice. Thank you very much. Namaste. Mm-hmm.